Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are going for extremely powerful deck. Possibly, and I think that is the best deck to ladder right now. This is actually the most powerful deck and the easiest to ladder to Mythic. And the whole challenge was that we, in 7 hours, went from Platinum 4 to top 168 Mythic. Right now we are 168 Mythic with this deck. And it's no joke because we have 76% win rate. And it's not like, clickbaity small win rate that you got through few games, because usually you cannot play so many games, right? But we played 63 games. This is an actual average win rate because that's a big sample. 63 games and we win 48 of them. Man, like this deck is crazy powerful. It's uh, it's so savage, like if you have correct cards and you are on the play, enemy cannot do anything and it doesn't really matter what he does because he will lose. That's how powerful this deck is, and I'm quite frankly astonished that we won so many games. Like I expected 60% win rate or something like this because the deck is good, but going 76 in diamond, like we were winning the same low, like high platinum, high diamond. Like the deck is just so powerful. In many situations, enemy couldn't literally do anything during the whole game to change the outcome because our draw was just too powerful, and you will get those free wins very often with this deck. And if you don't get a free win, then you are still favored most of the time. Like your deck is just super strong. We are not even talking about playing against some kind of pile that someone brought because it usually has zero chance to win. We are just talking about like tier 1 decks and things like this. So pretty powerful. We have control. Like this is pretty much aggressive deck that has game plan like a control in a way, and you can pretty much control what the outcome for the game is because you have interceptor. We will talk with the cards right in a second, but the fact that you can counter spells pretty much while being aggro and while increasing your board and killing enemy is just insane combination. So that's the plan, and I think you will enjoy the games. We have quite a lot of them, so let's delve into the deck list. Okay, so first of all, very quickly, the video is extremely long, over, I believe, 2 hours. So if you want to stick for all the games, that's really appreciated. But if you don't have time, I think we can just go into the final game and final words. Yeah, and I think that it really helps to understand the deck when you see some games and how to play in different situations. So probably this time will be worth it if you want to ladder with this deck. I hope so. So yeah, let's go into the deck list. Basically, it's like you can see it's like a mono white in a way, but you also have this part of the deck because like Esper cards are just better. They are just better. Like with this new Capenna expansion, Obscura Interceptor and Raffine are completely out of this world, especially in deck like this. Because how Mono White was always losing, right? It was always losing because there was a sweeper, and you cannot play a sweeper if you got Obscura Interceptor and 4 mana. Yeah, sure, yeah, like you can replay it next turn, but next turn you are just dead. And we are not talking about that like 2 HP or something like this. Usually when you sweep, you are at 7 HP and enemy swings for 15 or something like this. Especially with the fact that Interceptor, when you play it, it not only counters spell, it actually increases the board by 4 damage. So 4 damage, and with Adeline it can be 5. Like it's completely crazy synergy. Like with Adversary, with Adeline, with Initiate, like this can ramp so much. Even with Raffine, like Raffine is also very good combination with Interceptor. So the fact that the whole deck is so synergistic, it pretty much makes Mono White just better than it was. And we know that Mono White was pretty crazy good so far. And I have noticed when I play this deck that when I draw only Mono White cards, I feel bad. I want those new cards, and then I feel much better. Especially Raffine. Like Raffine is a big hero for the deck, so that shows how powerful the new cards are. So basically, we don't have Redain because we have better Redain. Redain was mostly to avoid sweepers, and we can just counter and win the game. So it's a pretty much direct improvement, I would say. Other than this, the deck plays similarly, and there is actually one very important combo that might not be obvious at the first, sight. Brutal Qatar, we will switch a bit. This is a combo. You might not see it at the first glance, but usually you play Qatar on turn 3, right? You remove some creature, and you want to remove another creature, but in order to do it, you need to miss your turn to go into the night time. Now you can see. So then you can hold 4 mana for Interceptor, go into night time, and that's the best part. Enemy helps you to flip it. Because, how Interceptor works, you bounce the spell, so it means the good counterplay, if enemy is smart, is to play small creature or some 2-drop or something like this, so after you bounce it, he can replay it, and he doesn't lose so much tempo. But guess what? It means that he played 2 cards, and this means he flipped into the daytime again. So, yeah, he got this creature, finally, after spending full turn and 4 mana, but it will just die at our turn upkeep, because that's when the trigger happens. And enemy is pretty much without any way to avoid it. If he plays 1 spell, it gets bounced. If he plays 2 spells, it will get bounced, and the second one will get removed. So enemy doesn't really have a choice. He just needs to fall into one of those traps. And usually that's enough to win the game. So yeah, Raffine with the connive ability is extremely good. It pretty much has haste effect like Adeline. The Adeline was always a big star for the deck because it created this big board. Raffine has exactly the same function, same toughness. It's actually even harder to kill, and it has flying, which means that if you attack with a lot of stuff, you can just go with pure Raffine. If you know we are playing against the deck that cannot remove it easily, you just can pump it to 5 damage or something like this and kill enemy in 4 turns, whatever he does. The possibilities are really huge with this deck. And don't forget that when you connive, you not only increase the power for the creature, but you also cycle all those dead lands. So the deck is much more consistent than typical mono-white, because when I played mono-white, actually I was so flooded with lands very often. I could draw 7 lands in a row, and yeah, I kind of lost the game then. And with Raffine on the board, you will never flood. So that's really something that you need to consider, because either you get the counters or you get to cycle dead cards, which pretty much draws you cards, and suddenly you are playing a bit of control deck, you know? What more? We have Hive and Cave, which are amazingly as well synergistic, because you can put counters on them. So, for example, enemies having 1 blocker, and you just pump the Cave, and after enemy plays Sweeper or anything like this, you still have this huge Cave that usually can deal 6-7 damage by this time. So, you have much wider range of plays than usual mono-white player, and much more control, and your decisions matter more. Something I really dislike about mono-white is that basically your decisions most of the time don't matter too much. You just play cards and ask, was it enough? With this deck, you actually can make counter plays. You can think what you counter, how you play against enemy. Do enemy deck has problems with killing 1 big creature like Raffine, or you split it? Or maybe you just pump Obscura Interceptor and go for Racing with Lifelink. That's actually also important part that we didn't mention. This card has Lifelink against every Obnixlis deck. An Anvil deck, anything that tries to burn you, even with Goldspan Dragons and things like this. When you cast it at the end step, you bounce something, and then you have 4 attacker, 4 damage attacker, then you play Raffine and attack with everything and pump it to, I don't know, 7-5 or whatever it will be. Man, that's a huge swing. That's actual swing, and the enemy needs to deal with it very quickly, because it will take over the game. So yeah, the deck is full of surprises and much more fun than playing mono-white, I have to admit. Still, it's abomination. The mixing Esper control with the most obnoxious deck in the meta is something of a sad joke, but it sadly works. And not only this, the fact that the games are so one-sided very often and so quick makes it best ladder deck ever, because you often win games and you win them in very quick fashion. Usually you play between 2 and 4 minutes for a match. So yeah, and it destroys angels if you are correct draw, because you have brutal Qatar, interceptors, emperors, like you have so much removal, and your creatures can be very big. So that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed the introduction. Thank you for everyone that stayed until now, and yeah, just see the games, and if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. It took like much more time than the other videos. I hope you at least liked it a bit. That would make my day. So thank you and enjoy. Okay, going second, not so hot. We would definitely want to start with this hand, but hopefully we can do it somehow. The cave is reasonable draw. Okay. And now is where the fun begins. So basically Thalia only taxes their enchantments for 4 mana, and they can actually cast it next turn, and that's pretty good, so I think we cast Thalia. Originally I didn't want to cast her, but actually even First Strike helps. Yeah, but they might have this Retribution thing, and this wrecks us super hard. Okay, so we what? Go for the Esper mana, right? Now we have all of them. We can play Spellbinder and see what's up, but frankly, yeah, definitely. So with this deck you have one combo wombo that you need to remember. Brutal Qatar is a combo with Interceptor, because you can cast it during your turn, then go into night mode, and after you go into night mode, you are really happy panda, because then the enemy is forced to either cast 1 spell and get it bounced by Interceptor, or cast 2 spells and make sure that... Okay, that's the only thing that this deck can do to win. And I think that this is the play that won them the game. Like, when they remove Qatar, this is actually good enough. So we are in trouble. We are in huge trouble. We could go for Interceptor, then cycle, and then when we attack with everything, we can play the Emperor. We don't have mana. That's a problem. And we might not draw one. If we let him heal, that will be a huge problem. Man, this does suck. I think we actually go for this play. It's best we have. But we need to draw land. And going night mode is really bad right now. Not much of a choice. We need to bounce whatever happens. I think Sentinel is, like, honestly extremely sucking in this matchup. Most of them. It's pretty much anti-graveyard card. 11. Okay. So, I think we change our plans. Because he cannot really block, right? If we put the counter on the lifelinker, and he cannot really raise. Yep, he has this thing. Oh man, March. March sucks. He doesn't have... Okay, so he doesn't have much mana. He can only march for 1, and it costs him for full turn. So we put counter here, we attack. Enemy can put what? Retribution, too expensive. So even if he draws cards, he cannot play it. Even if he draws a land, he cannot play it. I think it's a Righteous Valkyrie. Or 2 of them. No, this is legendary. So either this or this. I think it's the Valkyrie. It's a hard choice. We also go into daytime, I believe. And that's actually really good. First strike says hello. And here is where lifelink really shines. Right now they cannot race us unless they kill the Interceptor. But the fact that they are gaining so much life hurts. It feels like a wrong choice. That's their best blocker, and racing seems a very bad idea. Oh, okay. Okay, I like this play. That was really smart. But we can go up to 5 with the Spellbinder. I think we just put the counter here and force really bad trade for the enemy. I think he will block. Oh, smart cookie. Smart cookie. I don't want to show that I have the Emperor. I want it to be a surprise. If we play Raffine's tower, we can play the cave, but then we cannot play Emperor, and when we can activate the cave, it's already too late, because we either were forced to play in the Emperor or we cannot attack. So I think we just cycle it. Cycling seems just better, and if we hit something like Raffine, oh man, that's nice. And he also needs to think about the Interceptor, because we have 4 mana open. Sure. What? What? I really like what I see. It's what, 7? 12 damage. Can he kill us at instant speed? I don't believe he can. So he believes that we cannot kill him next turn. Okay, we will see. Maybe we can't. Or maybe we can. He has 4 mana. It's weird that he doesn't do anything. Oh, it's a March. He might even exile some cards, so it's hard to judge how much he can remove. Maybe he can kill the Interceptor. He might go for it now. But we cannot play Emperor, so cycling wasn't a mistake, unless enemy is just a bad player and thinks we can play the Emperor, but we can't. So this is generally a correct play, even if he kills something. Like, he can exile stuff from his hand, kill the Interceptor, and then we are actually in trouble. But he need... Okay, like, this is the card that matters the least, I believe. It cannot block, it cannot really attack. Oh man, we needed Raffine. We needed Raffine. Okay, so what do we do? I think we go for maximum lifelink, right? We cannot use the cave. So we are just racing right now, I guess. We can use Emperor to exile something. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So we could kill one of them, probably the Righteous Valkyrie, so he cannot gain life. And we deal what? 10 damage. He's at 8. He did exile, right? The Retribution, yeah, because of Thalia. So I think he might not have another one. We have all the pieces, so we might do it right now. Also, it heals us a bit, so I believe it's fine. And we have 16 life. If we hit Raffine, I don't think this land will matter, unless we wanted to trade for some spell. Oh, he drew another. That's not great. But still, his angels are tapped. And we still have the lifelinker. See? Raffine. But still, this will be a problem. So we attack with everything. Like, our lifelink is really good. And he will probably force us to play it here. Like, maybe we could cast Raffine and just give +X. It might be the best. And yeah, we actually can remove the counters later. So, let's go for it. The maximum lifelinking power. I think we have a fair shot at this game right now. First. Let's make the biggest lifelinker the Earth has seen. This sucks. I think we just go for really maximum value. We played land, so no reason to keep the cave. Yeah, we want to get rid of the retribution, so he cannot kill our creatures, right? Okay, that's a lot of damage. He could double block, but then he has no board. We cannot kill the Font of Hope anyway, so we might as well get rid of this. And we are at 21. Seems fair. And as long as Raffine is in the game, we can really buff stuff. And we can activate the cave to even make even more counters. Okay. And exiling Valkyrie was such a good choice overall. Sure. Man, this vigilance actually matters. Oh, oh man. Seems good. So how do we play? Do we go for the Valkyrie? Or the small Valkyrie? Like this can kill something. We definitely play it right now. Now the question is which one. This should be like the best choice, I would guess. And then we attack with what? Aspirant, I guess? For additional counter, and that's it. This way he cannot heal. It's not as easy as it might look. We can connive 3, so we can give 4 toughness at best. It seems like a lifelinker anyway. We don't need many counters. It's like nearing end of the game. In 2 turns we should end. Raffine. Raffine is a big factor here. Maybe we don't attack with Raffine. Like if he's forced to trade one of the angels, I think we are really fine. But he's already forced, right? So he blocks here. Let's go for it. I hope we hit stuff. Please hit stuff. I count it as hitting the stuff. When we got a Eiganjo. That's nearly perfect. Oh man. I fucked it up. Sorry for words. We can fix it because we are lucky and not a good player, but that was like the game losing mistake probably. By sheer luck we managed to salvage it, but that was horrible on my part. I should probably focus on like ordering stuff, and I think that is the game. I think this is the turn that made us win the game, and you can see how much you can think through with this deck. It's not your typical mono white. Okay, like you can heal a bit, I guess, but can you do this? Counter goes where? Here probably, and here the connive. Like you can really see that we outplayed an enemy a bit. Even with Vanishing Verse, that is amazing. Like he is like sideboarded against our kind of deck, and we still won with like our smarty plays. The only problem with this draw is mana. I hope we keep something so we can start carving out on turn 2. It's really important with the Raffine. So, I don't think it matters which one we play. It's really good that we are on the play. On the draw this hand would be disgustingly bad. And this is very good draw. Not the land that we wanted, but good enough, it's close enough. So I believe we go for Raffine, right? And we attack and initiate growth. What is this unholy thing? Okay, you got it. You got it, bro. So we have 2 options. Either we go for Raffine, or we just go for the spam. Spam seems good overall. I kind of hate to waste Adversary, but I think we have enough value. Like, Interceptor will be our big drop, so we probably need to hold mana for a while. And this can make Initiate grow. Yep, that's a lot of damage. And Brutal Catar seems to be perfect answer, right? We could also get this guy bigger. It ramps enemy. We don't really want enemy to ramp, right? He might have sweepers. It's a hard choice. I think both are viable. I think going for the removal of everything enemy plays, the fact that Initiate grows is good enough, I think. Like, it's a lot of pressure, and it will grow next turn as well. So basically, what we need to do is draw a land and have Interceptor, and if we can do it and the enemy doesn't make a huge play this turn, we win. Oh, so they use this one. Probably something they might play this turn. And that's not a land. I think it's Raffine. It has to be Raffine. Because that's so much damage. Okay. Whenever you attack, target attack... Raffine first, right? Yeah, we did it right, finally. So what is the big thing? Probably he wants to kill this. Adversary seems like the least threatening. And enemy has no instants, from what I see. Plains is fine. We have black, so let's go for basic. I think something like this is okay. Okay. Sorry, I had to think. I actually had to think. Okay, pretty scared about this turn. Enemy needs a sweeper. If he finds a sweeper, like, he has white, so he can have like Doomscar even, or burn the house. And you know what? That's fine. That is extremely fine. And let's hope he makes one big play. We play the Interceptor and we just kill him next turn. Oh, interesting. What do we do with this stuff? Like, I guess... Yeah. Man, like, Emperor with this is also a combo. Because if enemy doesn't really play a spell right now, we just cast the Emperor and make the tokens, and he's forced to freaking do something, and we keep up the counter spell. So, yeah, we won. Easy. Easy freaking win. 2-turn Leafer. On board. Seems good. And I will keep the mana. I don't think we'll... Oh, actually, we might be forced to play something cheap to go into the daytime. It would be such a shame, right, if someone countered your main spell for the deck. Oh man, it feels wrong. It feels so freaking wrong. Yep, and that's how we win. The Interceptor, that's the main star for the whole deck. Okay, that's really slow hand. I guess we need to count on the Adversary and Raffine maybe. Let's keep it. It's not great, but hopefully we draw into something good. I count it as something good. And we have our 1-drop. Now this 2-drop. Okay, and we are against some kind of control. That's not great. So we go either for Spellbinder next turn or Raffine, I guess. Or maybe Adeline. That narrows it down, right? Okay, so easy Adeline, because we cannot play Raffine. So what can they do? They will draw cards, right? And they don't have anything forward. It means that we can go for the other line this turn. It might be a mono white. I believe there's like... yeah. It sucks, but what can you do? We will get a card, right? A card is all that matters. I hope he Field of Ruins us. We really need this. Let's smork him. 3 damage. Wow. It gets freaking better.
Now you've done it.
Okay, at least we can get rid of the cards in his hand. Maybe we should play the Spellbinder at the start. But he would just play the Emperor and make a token, so wow. Wow. Not easy to beat this. I guess March is expensive. We should probably go for the Emperor, because it's really hard to keep up 6 mana. So when he wants to play it, it's super obvious. Oh man, that's not great. Like, March is still good. It removes our board as always. We cannot kill the Emperor, and he can start making tokens from the next turn.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Well, definitely missing our mana is not helpful, and the fact that we drew anti-creature part of the deck and buff for a lot of mana part of the deck. But still, we have some stuff going on. Thalia. Thalia is not the worst. We could also go for this and hope we will hit a land. If we don't hit a land, we are super screwed. Like, I mean super screwed. Let's do it. See? Freaking easy. Playing Magic. So easy. You just need to draw the card that you name, and that's it. Okay, nice. So this is not a land, I think. They both are not lands. The fact that we finally have Raffine is really helpful. Oh, that's a Eiganjo. Man, we are freaking drawing all of them. And Raffine will be a blessing in disguise. So it's what? 7 mana, right? He can cast it for everything he has. So I think this really forces him to react. Can I freaking stop drawing Catars, please? We at some point need to be careful about the sweepers. With double draw, he can really draw a lot of cards at the end step and then clear the board. That's the price of missing land drops and drawing non-aggro creature in aggro-needing matchup. And drawing all the removal, like the Fateful Absence on Adeline was the game breaker. A bit. Removing all of our creatures were pretty good as well. And soon he will start getting pirates. Like, we can remove them, but it costs a lot of mana. Okay. And now is where the Emperor Exile actually comes into play and helps us. So enemy is trying to work for the Emperor, so he can use it next turn. But we can play another Raffine, right? That's not the biggest problem. I think we go for the Spellbinder. He cannot crew it, right? 3, yep. And he cannot draw cards. And what he will get? Nothing. Seems good. Okay, so we attack with both, and no reason to buff it, I think. I think Spellbinder is way better answer. So, let's see what we draw, right? Probably a land. And let's go for the most expensive toughness creature. It has also ward. We still didn't draw, but the Interceptor is amazing here. We can get rid of one Raffine. Man, 3-6 seems good. Yeah, like drawing Interceptor is super huge here. Because I think that he might cast Emperor at the main phase. If he won't, that's not great for us, but we will take this risk. 1 mana March? But I think it had to be March, right? But he wouldn't really... he needs to exile card to just play it for 1 even. So he would have to exile 2 cards. Nice. Doomscar? Or what? Like, he's at 13 and we have quite a bit of control thanks to Interceptor. The fact that we didn't draw, and like, we drew 4 lands in top 18 cards of the deck. If that's not freaking amazing, I don't know what is amazing. So he casts it, right? How much is it? 7. And this is... whoa, 7. Look at this coincidence. Like, I don't like casting Interceptor in this situation, to be honest. And we don't really have much choice, right? We have to do it. I hate it. I really hate it. Because if he has a sweeper, and he should have, he is in a really good spot. We outvalue him in cards, but with Bankbusters he will have more. And he will also... well, he might kill the Saga, I guess, but it's still really bad. And we have no lands to keep up with his cards. And hoping that he will... huh. You freaking smarty cookie. Still, that's 4 damage. And no Emperor. Which I actually don't mind at all. The worst deck possible, the worst draw possible for the lands. Cool. That's the Sentinel, right? It doesn't do a thing. At least we deal quite a lot of damage. Like, at some point, I think they expected us to use the Interceptor, which is actually really good for us, I think. We sneaked a bit of damage that we shouldn't have, probably. And we can keep making Raffine bigger. He knows that we have stuff. Problem is, we cannot tap for a second, unless he's tapped. Man, this is just a pure lack of respect. Did he really think we'll do it? Oh, what a coincidence. Exactly 6 mana. I wonder what is it for? Like, he has no flyers. He cannot block, and our Raffine really grows every turn. Sure. Enjoy your pathetic 2 damage to our mighty deck. And we will actually have 6 mana next turn. We will have it. So you know what? Check out this stuff. He still can cast the Emperor. Haha! Nothing is tapped, but he cannot target Raffine because he needs to pay the ward. Wrecked, bro. You cannot kill the control player with control. You freaking horrible person. You are a monster. So, first, let's make him pay the ward. That's actually really good, really bad. That's really bad. We can bounce it and save Raffine, but then we don't get shit done. And that's definitely what we hope for. We need the board. And next turn he just plays Emperor, right? Exiles the tapped creature, attacks with everything, and we are screwed. Oh man, I hate him so much right now. We have no good ways to deal with this right now. I think we have to play the Interceptor. Like, we are in extremely bad situation, but at least we pressure him a bit. What do we get rid of? Brutal Catar seems okay. Cave? Cave might be important. Brutal Catar? Probably too slow. Let's bounce this. He cannot replay it, not enough mana. So at least we get for some damage, and we have 8. We can actually go for like no attacks. But I don't think that's the right choice. We need to bank that he cannot heal and try to sneak the last damage somehow. Wow, we just get more. I don't think Thalia is so great anymore. Like, he has a lot of blockers on board. And him being at 4 is much better. Field of Ruin super sucks. So I guess he can play the Emperor, get rid of Raffine, and block the rest, so it sucks. It really does, but we have some flyers. This looks like a freaking sweeper. Do we get baited? Yep, because this has vigilance, so it will trade anyway, if he wants. So we might as well trade it right now. And it really does look like a sweeper. So basically, if we didn't trade, what can you do? Attack with it? Sure, then he will block it if he wants, because it's available for block, so you don't really gain anything then. And at least now we got additional life, and yeah, better have than have not. The good part, yep, okay, so enemy is thinking about the fact that we just won the game. We freaking won this, I think. No, this is freaking tapped land. Because we activate the Hive. Oh no, we need to. Whatever, don't bother with me. That's not it. So he will keep up this next turn. Or Field of Ruin. So we can sneak a bit of damage, but not so much. So, the correct answer is to build the board. With fun stuff. I hope we have the good mana. Okay. White, black, blue. Like, he can use the march if he wants. Like, if he really wants, he can actually do it right now. So basically we need to create enough pressure so he cannot keep up the mana. Oh man, like, freak you. Board then, we can fight it. Eiganjo, useless. Portable Core, useless. Easy. Freaking easy. And we have the ward. This is actually quite good. The only thing that prevents him from owning us super hard is mana, so we need to pressure him as much as possible. Like, if we can put one counter on Hive or Cave, we can just straight up kill him, but we need way too... like, we need more mana than we have. 8 or 4 for the adversary, or 3 mana to put Raffine into play, so when we attack with the Hive, we have the chance to put a counter on it. So Hive is 5 mana total, and Raffine is 3, so we need at least 8 mana to pull it off, should I say. If he plays Warden, but he won't, it's such easy mistake, right? Oh man, this draw is freaking good. So, he needs 3 mana and the cost. So he needs 6 mana to exile Spellbinder. And I think we just freaking won. We are the best player in the world. Easy. Easy game. Never had any doubts that we'll win. Let's go for Raffine for the ward. Especially if you have the bounce spell, ward makes all the difference. What you gonna do, bruh? So I expect March on the Spellbinder, and then we bounce it. Oh, nice. Do you want to pay the ward? First, you force him to pay. Pay up, bro. 3. Yep. really smart. He exiled it, and that I think could save him, but we will still force him to make the more play. Moment he casts the Anger, he's really wrecked. Man, this throw is amazing. Imagine if we drew a land. You actually need to discard Adversary. Let's get rid of the March. So right now he doesn't have enough mana to pay anymore. I believe he can exile enough cards. I don't know what this card is, but basically he needs to pay what? 3? 4 mana total. 5 mana with the ward. He has 3, so he can exile 1 card, and that's oh, and he let us do it. Okay, Thalia. Thalia, right? We actually don't need to discard anything, we just kill it right now. If he doesn't kill it, we win. It's 4 damage. So maybe... Man, like, Brutal Qatar is the winning play if he casts this. We could cast Atawara, and then we can go for the Interceptor. Oh man, it's so hard. It's so freaking hard. Did we play land? That's actually extremely important. Let's check the Summoning Sickness. I don't think any land has, so it means we didn't play. So we can play Atawara, and then we can use the Interceptor, in case he kills somehow the stuff. And that should be enough to make him mess stuff up on his turn. And we can even use Atawara. No, we can't. Like, let's see. It's 6 damage, bro. Okay, so he exiled card. That's fine. It means that he has 1 life. And I really believe that's enough. We will close this game, guys. He needs 3 mana open to get rid of the land. He needs to remove 2 creatures from the board. And yeah, and that's way too much. Like, whatever he does, it's not enough. He will not have enough mana for all the threats. Okay, that's scary. Emperor? Weird. Like, Emperor doesn't save him. What can he have? Or he just hopes that we mess up somehow. I will keep up my control card because I'm a dummy. Probably not what we should do, but that's what we will do. And we can activate the Hive, right? Yep, we have enough mana for the Interceptor. It will get removed by field, but it means that he has less mana. He waits for the tap. Like a pro, like a champ. And this game is nearing the end, my ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for the March, for some weird reason. He kills the Hive, we get additional land, that's super fine. We did it only to tax him, because that's 3 mana, okay, 2 mana that he needed to invest. It means he won't have anything after the Emperor. GG, bro. Oh yeah, we managed. Oh yes, I really think we outplayed. Can you see how this deck can battle as reasonable control deck? Like, this is a control deck, the enemy deck, and we beat it in control game, late game. Like, thanks to the Interceptors, those guys are winning the matchups. Half a deck. I think one of the best parts of this deck is the fact that whatever draw you have, you can cycle it with Raffine, and that's extremely good. Okay, so, man, like, it's always perfect. So we don't have a 2-drop, so we can play Initiate, then tap land, and if we really want, we can use Atawara. And we even have the Esper mana, right? Let's go for blue. And this is actually, I think, our worst matchup, The only one that we ever lose. Okay, but we are on the play. And that should make a huge difference. Now we need to discard something. Wow, that's freaking amazing. Thanks to Raffine, actually we can sneak to damage. And our initiate is forever bigger. And from the next turn onward, we probably keep up the Interceptor. Or do we? Or do we? Actually, I want to make sure gameplay, right? I don't... Oh, no, we don't want... I never remember which exactly is it. Yeah, I think that's the one we want, right? I can't still figure it out, but bear with me. Bear with me. So we can either play Brutal Qatar and get rid of this, or wait for Interceptor. It seems way better because it's so huge and it will heal the enemy. So I guess we cycle lands. We have one legendary, so this is 3 mana, so we cannot cast it. See? I don't get asked. Why? Why? Whenever this creature attacks with another creature with greater power, whenever you attack, they should... Maybe this creature is a keyword that makes the change? It seems like it. Okay, anyway. Maybe that won't be important for this turn. We have the cave, so we don't want another. And we have the pathway, so I think that's the best play. See this amazing damage? It's still fine, because we got better cards, so I'm happy. And starting from next turn we can use the Interceptor, and actually Otawara is really good, because we can bounce something, in case he doesn't play anything, into our Interceptor. And now we can attack with everything and stack the triggers right. Ooh, that hurts. That freaking hurts. Esper. So, this has 4 toughness, if we do it right. We can play this and get both of them. Like, it seems okay. Or we can go for the Interceptor and do nothing. 3 attacks means +3/+3, so this will be 5. And it can kill one of the creatures only. It doesn't seem great, right? With this we can put the counter. Or we can bounce something. We have only one legendary, so we need to be careful. You know what? I think this is the play. See? Crazy. And I will tell you the reason in a second. Yep. We want to go into the night mode. That's the big thing. Because we can switch it next turn if we want. And we can counter anything he plays right now, so we get really big tempo swing. Oh man, look at this freaking stuff. You wanted your Valkyrie? It would be such a shame if something happened to her. Okay, what do we discard? Probably Spellbinder is for the Blood Chief. I honestly think he had a fair shot in this game. Like, he could do it again, and the moment he gets Valkyrie, it's really good for him. Okay, so you know the deal. We need to draw a land and we win. If we don't draw a land, it might be extremely bad for us. I really hope we draw some... Oh man, yes. I don't know how this deck works, but this deck always freaking gets the land. I was never mana screwed, I think, since like 20 games. I don't know how it's possible even. Let's make the attack. I think that's something he might consider killing. Like 3 damage is no joke. Okay, so we have all the right mana. We want double white, so this one will be blue. It means we have the correct mana colors. And Elite Spellbinder. I consider him dead, but at least we can get rid of something. Okay, Jewelry. It's fine. It's fine, we have very big aspirant. We just need to draw a land. If we don't draw a land, we are in trouble. So this is a control deck, so we will cast Qatar in the worst case. Oh man, so good. Actually so good. And it really helps to play the land next turn. So 4 damage is something really hard for them. And we probably cycle Qatar, as it is a crap card for the matchup. Man, like, this deck plays itself. I actually have never played such powerful deck in my life, I think. What the hell, man? Like, you can cycle, you can draw, you can get all the answers, you can counter, you can kill the enemy as a mono white. And right now I believe the game is won already. Let's put the land. I heard attacking is good. And let's put stuff on the Raffine so it's spread evenly. Because we generally don't want to use Interceptor during our turn. I like Raffine more. Because it has ward. We probably should do it like this, right? So this will be 8 damage. Yeah, it's enough. Because when we cast Interceptor and Connive, it's exactly 4 damage. And that's good game, I think. Oh, so cute. You want to draw your cards, and you never counter this in such situation. Because enemy has 5 mana to stop 2 creatures from attacking him. It means that you need to interrupt this 5 mana. And if you interrupt this, he has full turn to do stuff. So never, don't even think about it. If you countered it, a little panda dies in the world. And we all like pandas, right? Even this guy likes pandas. So, enemy will think and he will explode, because we are playing the broken deck and he doesn't. Like, can you imagine playing actual control deck, when you can just play an aggro that has control better than the control deck? Seems about right, right? Oh, that's smart cookie. That is a smart cookie. So what? He gets 4 life. If we bounce it, what happens? I don't care. I will just do it. For 2 mana or 3 mana, he cannot pull the sweeper, because nothing is foretold. If he recasts the Sunset Revelry, Emperor, bye. Bye. And why the Emperor? Because we can, during our turn, play Interceptor in case he leaves the open mana. And we can add a line if he doesn't. And Raffine really puts a lot of work. So he can block those 2. I would guess that Hive is the best, right? He has only 1 mana. It might be Fading Hope. But it probably won't. Okay, that looks like Fading Hope actually. Going to attack. And where do you put counters? Question. 1 mana. Flyer. Easy answer. And he will Fading Hope Hive probably. I think. Or actually Aspirant makes more sense, I guess. No, it doesn't, because he can block Aspirant and he cannot really block the Hive. Wow, I actually made it much harder than I thought, because if he bounces Aspirant, then he can block Interceptor and the second token is useless. So he needs to bounce the Hive and then block those 2, and then Raffine needs to go through. And this actually will be a problem, but then we can follow up with the cave. Oh, I see. That's the play. No reason to tap. Okay, that's the play. Pretty smart, pretty smart. We, of course, will attack. so we get more counters on the unkillable creature. Initiate. So we are at 5, right? Every damage can matter here. Honestly, Raffine's tower doesn't seem great. Do we play land right now? No, I think we do it like this, right? Other line can be important at some point. And I'm like a sucker for interceptors, so I will basically never discard it in my life. And enemy is in the range of cave. Okay, maybe I should play the Raffine's tower and then land, so we can activate the cave, but Hive is pretty much the same, right? Right? I hope. And the problem with phasing is that he cannot sweep anything, because they don't exist in this turn. So he needs a sweeper as an instant. And I have a very good feeling that he doesn't have it. What more, we untap, we play the Interceptor, so he needs additional cast of the spell. So it looked cute, it helped him draw one more card, but it didn't really help him to solve the situation. Like, phasing is really bad against aggro, because you can do it one turn and then you cannot sweep anymore. And I will take it. I have a strong feeling that it's not a bad draw, you know? And we definitely oh man, we have a lot of tapped lands, so let's hope we draw something next turn. Okay, then it's initiate time. Not perfect, but actually cost of Esper is that you will miss one of the drops very often, so I guess it's a Doomscar, right? Doomscar means... Do we want Adrenaline? I think we want Adrenaline. You can ask why. Why is that the choice? Because next turn we can maybe play Interceptor. If he doesn't sweep right now. Nice. Huh. Huh. What the freak? It might be an Angel. I think there's an Angel with Forter. I don't remember which one, but like Hexproof or Planewalker protection, some stuff like this, but it's probably a Doomscar. Pretty hard choice, to be honest, but he cannot really block anything. And the fact that we get training, it means that the enemy really has to do something. He cannot kill this, he cannot kill Adeline, and if he blocks Adeline, he's really behind. And if he kills Token, he just gets a lot of damage for free. Like, man, 7 damage is definitely enough to smork him. We actually win this next turn. Can you believe? Whatever he does, we will just kill him next turn. We play this, then we play the Adversary, we attack with everything. Man, get this stuff out of here. We are a better deck. It doesn't matter what you do, we just win the matchup. I think we never lost against Angels ever with this deck. The fact that they can play only one spell, and usually it's like a 4-drop, is just too slow. Interceptor is just too good. So, opponent goes first. Man, the Sentinel feels like such a dead card lately. Okay, we can actually maybe think about what we are doing. Like, we have a lot of 2-drops, right? We could play on curve everything. But I think Brutal Qatar is more important. You can ask why. Because enemy is on the play. It means that he will have probably a big creature that we cannot really answer. Okay, definitely. Oh, no, man. I nearly played the Pathway. I freaking suck. Initiate is very important in this matchup. But Thalia is even more important because they have so many like small sacrifice artifact stuff. and search and like sacrificing, like, you know, exactly like this. So it really makes a difference for them. And they often need to sacrifice treasures to get stuff done. We could get rid of this and start Brutal Qatar. And given we have Interceptor, it looks pretty fine. We could also go for the Spellbinder, but I think it's more value over the game. And when they kill Qatar right now, so he gets the damage, but he doesn't get artifact. It means he needs another artifact. It's fine. He needs to give up the treasure, which slows him down. Whatever. You know, you can also get everything and it's also fine. And they freaked it up. I'm pretty sure that's a mistake from their side. And we'll play the Interceptor so we can bounce. Let's play land first. So we have what? We have really good mana, so let's go for white. And let's attack. Enemy has no good blockers and we deal more damage. Like, maybe we should defend, but generally you want to be aggressive, like, come on, come on. And with lifelink we should be fine. Deadly Dispute? If he casts it, I'm happy. Wow. We could even bounce this. I will do it. I will do it. He sacrificed so much to get it done. And he won't get shit. I shouldn't tell it. So, what do we discard? Sentinel. Seems really bad overall. Initiates can be extremely good because they kill Anvil. So we don't really care about bouncing it so much, but the fact that he needs to sacrifice another creature, pay 2 mana, and, like, you know, get rid of the Epicure right now. If he has the Opnixilis, he doesn't really want to get left with 0 creatures. And he doesn't have artifacts, so, like, it's not game-winning play, but it really makes it awkward to play it. And as you can see, he gave up on the whole plan.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Okay, Thalia. Thalia seems good. And I think we just spellbind stuff. If we attack, he sacrificed the vampire, right? If we attack with both, he trades with Qatar. So, not really much to do. I think we can try bluffing the Emperor. I don't think it will work, so I'm pretty sure he will just trade. Oh. Oh, we baited him. That's a free trade. And 3/8 life in total from the Interceptor. Man, that was actually amazingly good for us. Okay, do we want to go for initiates? I really want to tax him. And with the flyer, I think that's okay. I'm probably way too greedy. But I am greedy, and I want to see the other card. Hagra Mauling, sure, it's fine. Enjoy your 5 mana Deadly Dispute. If he... Man, look how much it changed that we bounced it. Normally it would be in play since like 2 turns, and right now he needs to pay 5 freaking mana for draw 2 cards. Get lost, bro. You really missed my point. That's not what you should draw. Right now you make me look like a fool. It's really bad-mannered. You should draw something like, I don't know, a Mountain. Mountain seems nice, right? That's a good card to draw. Still, it's still 3 mana. So it means he cannot Hagra Mauling, and basically he doesn't really do much except drawing 2 cards and Yeah, like Thalia makes his turn super awkward. But the Deadly Dispute draw is really good. However, currently he doesn't really have what to sacrifice. Initiate, not the best draw, I guess, for him. Like, if he played Deadly Dispute on the end step, he could play Valky as a Planewalker. Man, that's really good. Man, that's actually amazing. So we get rid of the token, right? Then we attack Sorin and rest here, and we get everything back. Oh man, that's such powerful draw. I think it's one of the best draws in the deck for this particular situation. We don't want to get rid of the Valky. Sure. It means he has no real blockers right now. He will block Interceptor, it's really good deal for him. And I think we hold the Initiate. We can double spell at some point. This goes here. I go face. And the fact that we have lifelink really helps with the with racing. So right now we are under no pressure and we can actually start attacking enemy very easily. We could play one of them. This is what, 5? 5 plus 4, wow, such high math. We play one of them. Because then I think we can kill him with Hive. We definitely won't kill him with Hive, but that creates more pressure and he needs to account for it during his turn. So every time you can force enemy lethal, it is generally really good, because then he cannot tap out without blockers and he needs to account for this additional damage. And if he doesn't, you just kill him, so he needs to play around it. And he doesn't really want to do it. Okay, and that's the token, right? I think we just go for the Hive. Huh. Man, this guy doesn't play well. It's 6 damage plus 3. Like, I will do it. I'm really happy with this, because they flip. And believe it or not, but flipping Catars really makes it awkward. Okay, do they have something like... They might have Agadim, I don't think they will, but they might. So let's get rid of their 2-drop. It's also a Planewalker, in case of... I don't know. So, he needs to sweep the full board. Basically he needs mid-hook Massacre. And even if he mid-hooks, we kill him in 2 turns anyway. And that doesn't... I think he will lose next turn. I think he will explode really quickly. Like, he can get, what, 1 damage? We just go for the Hive, right? And usually, I know it's recording and I know we are trying to be entertaining, but if you want real advice how to increase your win rate, if that's the situation, you don't want to do anything, just wait 1 minute or something like this, and 90% of the enemies will scoop because they know they will lose. But theoretically, enemy can have a card that will win him the game, and you need to play around it. So sometimes attacking is not exactly perfect strategy, or it can be risky. So why take the risk if you can just force enemy to leave the game? And they lack perspective, so they think that if they know that the game is lost, it means that you also know it. But that's not the case. Sometimes there exist cards that could win you the game. So yeah, you definitely want to wait if you really care about winning the most games. That's a free win. Theoretically, we could activate the Hive. He could have like 1 mana removal, and what? And he blocks 1. So it's basically what? 6 damage, or whatever. You get the idea. Like, you get the idea. Going first with perfect draw. I think we will take it. Honestly, I'm so conflicted about this Sun Gold Sentinel. Like, I expected so many like graveyard plays from the enemy, and so far it never hit anything. But what can you get? Like Adversary maybe? It's not like Adversary is used every turn, and the fact that it has 2 toughness actually helps. Like with Adeline you get like trigger if he has like Spike, Field Hazard or any 1 damage. The Sentinel is just better. Okay. No Interceptor yet. We can pretend Orzhov. I think we go for Brutal Qatar. Adeline is also good, but no. Qatar is just way better because it's combo with Interceptor next turn. It might be a problem if he has Brutal Qatar. Then I might cry in a corner. But if he doesn't, and he has like 3 color decks, so it's not so obvious that he has Brutal Qatars. And Skyclave Apparition seems even less likely, because it has 2 white in the cost. So we have a reasonable chance to not get swept this turn. If he doesn't play Qatar this turn, we are in such a good spot, because we hold Interceptor and try to pressure the board. Oh man, that's okay. But. Now we really cannot kill anything. So I guess we attack with this. Problem is we cannot really trade with Qatar. Maybe we could play Adeline, hopeful initiate, but the treasure is what? Like, he probably has Midhook Massacre, everyone has it. So it's 4 mana, 5 mana, he can Midhook for 3 and kill everything. It's a hard choice. I hope he blocks. I honestly hope, and he won't, of course, because that's not in his favor. He wants the treasure, and he knows that we won't block with Qatar. Oh man, please do it. He's teasing me. But right now enemy cannot double spell, and if he casts 1 spell, we intercept it, and we are better than before. Oh, it seems someone's strategy didn't work out. I actually forgot that we switched to nighttime. Man, we can actually go for the... Like if we bounce it, he needs to pay additional mana and pay 3 life again? Sure, I'm all for it. Oh man, this is really good. Bye. It's not a bad card, but I think it's the worst card that we have. Do you want to pay 3 life again? He's the champ. He wants it. And honestly, I'm not blaming him. That's a good decision. But we can create a lot of pressure very quickly. What happened that I don't have this counter? Oh, I'm freaking stupid. It won't make huge difference, but it's definitely not what we should do. Like, this token will matter. And we need to force him so hard that next turn he has to use the Kiki-Jiki to block. So right now, if he wants to, what can we do? I guess we get rid of the op, right? Do we have any text? We just exile, right? They might have adversary, so let's get rid for the cheap removal. Actually, that's a better choice. Okay, so it's 3 damage. And we have Eiganjo for the next turn. There is an argument to play Eiganjo, so you can make Cave, you know, a flying thing. But I hope we pressure enemy enough to just force him to do something. And to be honest, Reflection doesn't do anything right now. Do we just win? I think we might just win. Smork. If he gets Adeline on face, we just play Emperor and win. But he has open mana. I actually should have paid more attention to the phases. So let's see the phase. Blockers. He has the priority, and it's not Kiki-Jiki because it has summoning sickness. So he has stuff. He can do stuff. And this is his mistake. Because he needs to play something. My friend, you got wrecked. You cannot win a control player by playing like a control player. We know exactly. The problem is, you cannot see it, but this is actually his huge mistake and he never should have done it. So basically, look at this board. We deal 4 damage, 7. We know he needs to play something and he has only one play. So he should have blocked Adeline, I think. This would be 4 damage. And he is taking this because it doesn't kill him. Then we are forced to play the Emperor. We put the token somewhere and then he puts his Wandering Emperor and gets rid of one of the Interceptors or Adeline or whatever. Probably Interceptor. And that would give him the chance to win this game. So that was purely his misplay. Going first. Seems right with Aspirant. I, for some reason, always don't mind going first with Aspirant and Adeline, and a counter spell with Emperor. It's really nearly perfect hand. If we didn't get a Tapland and we got a 1-drop, that would be the only possibility to make it better. Okay, so this is white. Now we have Esper mana. Actually, with this deck you really need to think about mana, because you definitely need Esper mana on turn 3 to cast Raffine and later Interceptor. So basically, we nearly won already? Yeah, enemy is just so behind. We just need 1 land. That's all we need for this game. And this needs to be black. Oh man, if we play it on black, then we cannot cast. That's tricky, but okay. Adeline is more important. We need to pressure. Smork. More Smorks. Enemy is only at turn 3. So if he wants a sweeper, he needs 2 more turns. Oh, interesting. Oh, so we are in... We got dragged by the Tapland. So basically we are getting Doomscart next turn. And if we could play this land, we would counter it and win the game. It's not great, and we cannot cycle anything. Okay, that's what we get then. Let's go for that line, so in case that's not a Doomscar, and for example like Demonic Removal for 4 damage, actually we have something. We deal a lot. Enemy at 7. Interesting. This would suggest that he maybe doesn't have a sweeper. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a Doomscar. Man, this hurts so much. Can you believe having 4 drops and getting the Tapland at the perfect turn? And enemy sees how smart we are. And we still freaking didn't draw it. But we can play Interceptors. They aren't perfect. I think it's better to play it this way. Because first it taxes him, so he cannot play a normal sweeper anymore. He doesn't have foretold anything. And he wants to kill Thalia, so we will buff Aspirant. I think we are on a great way to win this game anyway. Yep. And that's all she wrote. Smork. He really wants to kill the Thalia, so you buff the other creature. And basically, we just counter the sweeper and that's it. And the game is over. It would probably be better if not all of our cards were Interceptor. He thinks he's so smart because he can pay the tax. Bro, go away. Go away. Our deck is too good for you. Go away. You can explode right now. Bye! Bye! Our deck way too good. Bye. Like, even with such a bad draw, enemy had literally no chance. Like, can you imagine? Enemy had a sweeper. He had Fading Hope. He had actually a big fat ass dragon. And we got mana stack on 4. And we still won, like, one-sidedly. Okay, so enemy is playing Orzhov. You could ask how I know, because we played him already. And we have decent hand, but the fact that the enemy is starting is deal breaker. If we started with Thalia, it would be oh, he changed the deck. What a champ. What a champion. Anyway, we don't have a 1-drop, right? So we might start with this one as well. This is 2-drop, and we have Esper mana. And we go from there. So what kind of deck is it? I think I've seen it. So basically they play a lot of creatures with Menace and First Strike. But I still will go for this. Especially that if we play another creature, it means that we can double block and we still get the First Strike, right? And some of the creatures has only Menace, and I think this throws him down quite a lot. And as you can see, it helped him enough to dedicate a full turn. I think it's Adeline. Brutal Qatar seems cool, because he has empty board, but it's just a 1-drop, and Adeline can create tokens everything. Man, chill out. Can you freaking chill out for a second? This is pretty big because right now we don't have really good price. I think we go for the Aspirant. We could go for the Emperor or Dance Step. And then create Samurais. You know what, it sounds pretty good overall, and then we can keep the Interceptor. We can also get rid of the stuff. Then go into... Okay, let's think. So we go into Night Mode then. So he has 1 play here. Then he attacks us, we cannot probably block, then we attack him and intercept whatever he plays. Man, it seems like wasting so many counters from the Aspirant. I think this is better, it's just more power on the board. And let's make sure Aspirant doesn't die to Spikefield Hazard, because it seems like a deck where he has all of those. That's actually not the worst. This is painful. So we can block both of them. And we can lose. Actually, maybe I should double block it. But yeah, if we trade for one of them, we are screwed. I think now we go for the Brutal Catars. Like, this is 4 mana. It does suck a bit. Because this deck is nearly entirely removal, and when he removes, Thundering Raichu has haste, so it's like an insanely high gamble. But we have to do it. Like, we might go for the Interceptor. We cannot double spell, right? If we double block, that's actually really good for the Hound. And if he attacks, we play Emperor. I honestly think we are in a pretty good spot. Enemy has 1 card and it doesn't seem to be amazing. So I want... like, what? Like, I guess he knows about Emperor. So basically if he attacks, he gets the token, but we kill token and this thing if he attacks. And then we get to life, and then we have Interceptor. So the game was ours, but it was really close. Oh man, going first with double Aspirant, Brutal Qatar and Interceptor seems, I don't know, pretty powerful. I hope we hit something with Brutal Qatar and then go into 4 mana. Man, it seems like auto-win hand. unless enemy has like extremely good draw, I think we automatically win this. And enemy is tanking, so probably not the perfect draw. And he did mulligan, so even less of a perfect draw. Though for some reasons actually he has like good curve. It might be even better than the value overall of the hand, especially that he's on the draw, so we will be even anyway. And here we are. We can pretend Dimir. See, I'm a Dimir player. I have Ashiok, I have Dimir mana, I have this. Haha! Now. I'm the degenerate. And I hate enjoying playing this deck. I feel like such a bad person. But yeah, I guess we win quite a lot, so it seems fun. Anyway, let's see what the enemy is doing. Like, red mana? What? What did he discard? Okay, this seems to be one of the interesting decks, let's say. And we need to play it like this, so we have the Esper colors. Brutal Katarn is not a great draw. I think we go for the Spellbinder. Though, okay, no. This might be a bad call, but usually red color has big trouble to dealing a lot of damage quickly. So I think we want one big creature. Like, they have white, so maybe Doomscar is an option, but not yet. And most of the red cards deal 3 damage at most, not 4. So either he has perfect card and then, well, it sucks, or he needs 2 cards. Or he can just play dragons and that's all he needs. Freak you, man. Freak you. Okay, so, wow. We have a lot of stuff here. So we need to get rid both of dragon and this. What is in the graveyard? Still good. Man, this is hard. Theoretically, we could let him Goldspan and then exile it. So when he gets the token, right, becomes target of a spell or attacks ability. So then he only gets 1, I guess. It's not the worst. Probably let's do it like this. Oh man, this will be hard. Let's go for the highest damage possible, and also they have similar power, so enemy doesn't have a clear target. Now he sees the spoils, unless he top decked another removal, which seems to be the case usually. Finally. Hahaha. He's smart. He realized that if we didn't discard it, we most likely have an answer. And it doesn't matter, because we still won the game. We are a better Magic player. We are so much better than the enemy that we can play a 4-drop. And our 4-drop wins the game. Does your 4-drop win the game? Ho, it would be such a shame if it didn't work. What the frick, man? What can he do? And we even have the Raffine, which will make damage even better. And this is why this deck is better than the mono white. Normally, we would lose the game right now. We would be dead in the waters. And with this deck, not only you save the sweeper, you also add 4 damage to the board, and also you have Raffine, so we could go into 6, here 10 together. Like, man, it's like we could nearly one-hit kill him. Oh wow. I think this hand is horrible. Bye. This hand is good. I think that's what we do. We want both of them depending on the matchup. You have a 1-drop. We draw exactly what we got rid of. Life seems good. Okay, what is it? It might be some kind of chariot band. This is actually a very hard decision. It might be Aspirant. It might be also Runes, but I don't think they play Cave, right? They might. It's really important what we play here. Overall, it feels safer with the Thalia, right? Especially with the Spellbinder. Like, most of the deck has some removal. See? A removal. Told ya. Okay, at least we have a very clear plan what to do. So we go Raffine and double Aspirant next turn. And, well, we will see. He might be playing red. So, we want blue, definitely. We can go more symmetrical approach. Like, this seems like he doesn't like Thalia. But honestly, double Aspirant just seems better overall. Like, it seems like a good card, right? I want to force him to do something about this Raffine. Like, it can take over the game quite quickly. Especially it might get more counters next turn. But, well, it depends. If he has another good removal, we might be in trouble. If he doesn't have removal, we obviously win very quickly. That looks like an Emperor. Do you know what we are doing against Emperor? If he had exactly 4 mana, I would play Thalia. Show me what you've got. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So we want to force him to pay the life. And this can gain him life. And that's exactly what we don't want. Oh, man. It seems that you are in a pretty big trouble, right? I guess no harm into attacking first and see what we get. We could attack with everything. We actually can attack with everything. This will create way bigger creature and we kill him in 2 turns. And I think that's the way. We know that he cannot answer Flyer. It might be this. Yeah, definitely. See, we won the game already. And you can see how many decisions we needed to play. Basically, how powerful Raffine has to be that we could like sacrifice 2 Aspirants and that's still good value. He can block with the Cave, but then it means that he cannot play anything else. I hate you. I literally hate you right now. You are a freaking monster. And I don't want to see you ever again. But at least we get a staff, right? We can attack with more. Man, like teleportation cycle from the top of his deck. A freaking teleportation circle from the top of his deck. I still hate you and we still will kill you. I kill you. No man, this will be harder. But whatever he plays will bounce it and that's really good. The best play he can make, wow. The best play he can make is not play anything. He just lost the game. He should leave the manlands to block. And that's it. He messed it up. He had the winning game, I believe. Like, he could get rid of the teleportation cycle, so he needs blockers on ground. But I don't know. I don't want to think about it right now, but I think he messed up. Okay, so we are going first with not great hand. We need a 2-drop. I think we mulligan this. It might be amazingly good against some decks, but it might be completely horrible against the rest. Honestly, this seems like a way better curve. Man, it's so good. Like, this is perfect hand pretty much. Honestly, this is actually a perfect hand. The best hand you could ever get. So we will definitely keep it. Problem is what you get rid of. Unfortunately, I think it's the Emperor. I don't want to risk messing this part. Like, this might be enough to win the game already. Man, this kind of draw is one of the reasons why Mono White is such an insanely strong deck overall. Oh, and we are against Mirror. This will be much harder. That's a good draw. I don't think we can bluff anything, so we might as well play Thalia. Okay, so this wasn't perfect draw. The first hand was actually the game-winning draw, most likely, because of double Qatar, but I think we still should be good. Like, drawing Brutal Qatar here is huge. Interesting. Okay, so if we attack, and this is definitely how we do it, I think we go for Adeline. Yeah, I think it's Adeline, then attack. And then they usually play Qatar if they have it to remove Adeline. And then you Brutal Qatar. They Brutal Qatar and they need the second one or they lose. So that's the strategy, right? And if we attack with both, he can trade right here. And this is 3-2. So it can trade with both. Perfect. Really good. Like, being on the play is such a big difference here. You always want the Adeline trigger first, just to get rid of the... just to go with the training. That's actually quite good. Yeah. So basically we had the same draw and we were on the play. And yeah, if you are on the play with the same cards, you probably win the aggro mirror, right? Okay, I think we don't mind the perfect hand. Maybe we can take it. Man, like, we are getting absolutely extremely good hands right now. So this one is blue, white, this one is blue, and this one is black. Okay, makes sense. Perfect curve. Going on the play. Perfect lands. Man, this is the type of draw. If enemy cannot keep up perfectly with everything we do, he automatically loses. The only big decision, our skillful play, is about where to put the counter. So obviously this is more damage, this is overall better. I think we go for the Aspirant. Because we have Raffine and Brutal Qatar, so all in all we should be better off doing this. Okay, so yeah, this is already one game, I think. Enemy just cannot keep up. So I think we put the counter here, attack, and put two counters here. Not sure if you can trigger exactly. I always have troubles with those triggers. I probably should educate myself on that, but we're just smork enemy without knowledge. So basically you always want this first. Okay, and now it works. When Raffine attacks, it doesn't really work. So, I want big Aspirant. If he wants to champ block, that's actually extremely good for us. Let's get rid of Raffine. And like Cave seems overall good. They all have flying, right? So it's for blocking. For aggression, maybe Hive is better. I think we do it like this. Though one additional damage each turn can be huge. I will go like this, but I see very strong argument to discard Aspirant just for this 1/1 counter. If you attack 2 or 3 times, it's like 3 extra damage, and that's possibly what wins or loses us the game. So yeah, basically he could champ block, but this is his mana acceleration and pretty much the only angel. So if he does it, he's just pretty dead. Oh, they seem to have been playing Vanishing Verse overall. And that's fine. because we have a pretty good deck overall, so we don't mind. Let's just get that line. This is actually important. So, first you want the token, then you want to connive, so you get extra trigger. Man, I probably should know this, but... Okay, 3 cards. Good, good. I thought I messed it up somehow. Oh man. I think we go like this. Can we train? Nope. It doesn't seem to work. When I have a moment, I will just try reading if you can make this trigger before the training. Whenever this creature attacks. Yeah, I guess it shouldn't work, because in reality it means that you need to declare attackers and then triggers the effect whenever you attack, because you already declared attackers, so that would make sense actually. Bruh, please go away with your funny angel things. And to be honest, like, our draw was god level and nearly any deck wouldn't win against it. This is the part that the deck we are playing is a bit broken. Like, if you have perfect draw, I cannot see most of the decks ever winning. Nothing you can do, you just lose. It's up to Esper aggro if they get the good draw or not. To be honest, I really don't like this hand. Like, we have tap lands and also no third land. Oh man. If we don't draw the third land, we are super screwed. So this is like the first turn, then we do nothing. Oh man, on the go, I think we can do better. That's what she said, right? Okay, anyway, let's keep the 6. We don't have black mana. That sucks. And we really want to play on the curve. But Raffine is like the big part of the deck. Maybe actually we can draw into something. So this will be turn 3 drop. Yeah, I think that's smart. So we can go with those 2 lands for the first 2 turns, and in case we draw the Raffine mana, then we play it. If not, that's our emergency play, let's say. So we need what? Pathway on white, so we can as well use the plains, right? No, that's the third land. I'm happy with this think tanking for 2 minutes about which land to get back into the deck. And if you draw black, we actually have perfect mana. Being on the play is really important. That's how you play Magic well. Okay. So this will be what? Like 3/3 werewolf next turn, probably. So if, yeah. We want this. So next turn we attack, this will be 3/3, and it can attack and trade if we want. Oh, that's nice. And the not so optimistic scenario came. I guess if we put the other land back, that would be a bit different. We could play Qatar, but I'm not sure if we would. So basically, we want to grow this guy, or whatever it is, probably not a guy. And yeah, we just keep attacking and growing both initiates, and we probably brutal Qatar whatever he plays. Oh, this is maybe the one creature we don't play. Exile target creature and opponent controls. I wonder when it gets back, is it still... you know? You get what I mean. And like Raffine, bro, we are just going for the damage. This cannot block. Kind reminder. First, you always want Raffine first. So I think it's a Spirant, right? And see, if you have good draw, enemy cannot keep up. Like most of the decks just cannot really keep up with the Esper aggro. What are you even supposed to do? What more, if we hit land, we've had removal, and we had also like the bounce that will win us the game anyway. Like, okay, going first. Man, we are so lucky. Like, every game we are on the play and we have godly draw, so enemy just scoops. Seems about legit gameplay. Pink Floyd. Okay. I already feel bad. Let's see the land, because we have very big choice to make next turn. White. So I guess we are playing mirror then, right? And for mirror you prefer Aspirant. It might be mono white control or something like this, or maybe Orzhov. But usually it's this. For some godforsaken reason. And the fact that we are on the play is like the biggest difference on Earth right now. They cannot Brutal Catar. It means that we can get creature bigger. Like, remember, for every turn until the end of the game we have one additional counter thanks to this discard. It is actually huge the bigger you start. That sucks. Also, you cannot discard the card because it's exiled. Thalia, not the greatest creature on Earth. Oh, that's so mean. That's so freaking mean. That's mean. Okay, so if we put the counter here, I think we do it like this still. And do we go for Raffine? I think we make sure that he cannot trade. Oh man, I think we just do it for 2 turns, because he cannot win if we do it like this. Like, game is already over. And it didn't matter what the enemy did. Like, maybe he plays 1-drop or something like this. Like, jokes aside, maybe there is something he can do, but the only threatening things are the ones that we can bounce. This is actually one of the best, because he has a 4 mana play that won't matter. I probably should discard Adeline, but I'm a greedy bastard. He will just play it without the counter. Oh, okay. Still, that was a good counter. If we didn't counter it, yeah. Like, that's it. If you are on the play, you just win most of the time. And if you have good draw, enemy cannot do anything because of the Interceptor. Have you ever seen more awkward hand? Because I think I didn't. Oh, nice. Probably mulligan. Especially we are going first, so let's actually have a good hand. Weird, but good. The lands are extremely awkward, as usual with this deck. And I think the answer is this. I heard Thalia is a good card. Like, first strike will make sure that whatever he plays can block. And maybe we can go with Raffine. Okay. So, I guess the tap lands really hurt. But at the same time, Raffine is pretty good card. So, let's play. See what's up. Enemy doesn't have anything. I think we won the game already. Yeah, I know it's broken, bro. I feel bad by playing this. First, we always get Raffine. Finally, the triggers can be stacked correctly. And he wants to kill Thalia. But we also want to train, so let's do it like this still. You know what? I think that 4-3 first strike and tax is pretty good card. For this reason, like, we can so easy cycle it. This is one of the big parts of the deck, like the fact that you can pretty much cycle any card anytime if you want, makes it so much more consistent. Especially that you really have a lot of choice in this matter. I heard Brutal Catar is a good card. This is a god draw. Yep. Good game. I feel bad for the enemy. There's nothing. There's literally nothing he could do in this game. That was just a dice roll, pretty much. Oh man, we are going first with the hand that definitely doesn't seem like aggro. Sure, like we have Eiganjo, so we have turn 3 play, hopefully enemy plays creatures. And let's start with the Raffine tower, so we get our amazing 1-drop, a land. Oh, and we are against very challenging deck. I think it's Thalia. Thalia is just very good here. Do we go for the Hive? I think Cave is more important, because it has flying. And let's go for Thalia. First strike is very good. Like, it kills the Goblin, it kills the Epicure, it kills the Anvil tokens. So what is this? Voltage Surge, right? He pays 2, he sacrifices the blood. So I think it means that we go for the other line. But probably after the attack. It might cost us some damage, but I think we do it after. Yep, he has something. Do we play Adeline? Like, it's actually a perfect target for him if he has this card. So you know what? We are actually playing around it. Oh man, maybe I'm overthought it? Like, obviously he has priority on the blood, but it seemed exactly like the type of play we want to make. Like, okay, you got me. You got me. If you have Voltage Surge, you deserved the kill. I guess it doesn't seem like he has it. So what do we want to get rid of? Probably Aspirant. Not get rid of, but what do we want to buff? Aspirant, because then we can attack. So it means 1 additional damage. Because if that was 1-1, he would just trade. And he still trades. So Deadly Dispute. Okay, get taxed, bro. So he can mid-hook for 3. It means Adeline is alive, and we even have the Hive, possibly next turn if we want. It's 1 black, right? Obviously, I knew it. So, mid-hook doesn't seem super hot. It's good, but I don't think it's like good enough. Yep, Adeline is all that matters here. Now the question. The question here is, do we play Qatar, or we activate the Hive for more damage? I honestly think we go for the Hive. Especially that the enemy is tapped out. So that's way more damage than normally. He might have Agadim's Awakening, he might also have Bloodthirsty Adversary, though most of the versions don't play it. I will go for the Epicure. I don't think it matters, but it might matter in some situations. And next turn we can actually play double Brutal Qatar if we really want. Or 1 Qatar and Otawara. Okay, that's better play. Because then we can save something, or just kill something. Oh man. Yeah, I just realized that in order to have 6 mana we need to play it, right? What would you say? No, we need to play it first. So now we have the swamp open. So enemy has something. I really hope it's not Voltage Surge. If they have Voltage Surge, that's really good for them. Thank God. Oh, nice. Nice. It means infinite damage. Unleash your hate. Okay, that was totally not cringeworthy. So, first Adeline. We want additional token. And then we choose the target. Is this Adeline? What they can do? Mid-hook? Voltage Surge? I don't think they run the Grasp, so actually I think it's okay. I hope we just kill him. So we go for 8-10. 2 damage. Oh man, I will keep the Brutal Catar. Or maybe like this. So the Wandering Emperor can be a difference. And we have Flyer and Menace, so I don't think he can use blockers too much. Yeah, I didn't miss a refer, okay. Good, that would be a big shame. And hopefully Adeline is big enough so she doesn't die. So he has what, 6, 7 mana, so he can meet Hook for 5. Then he heals 4 and then we kill him. So I believe we played around stuff reasonably well, but he didn't discard anything, so that would suggest that he has the answer. Bro, are you sure? My question is, are you sure about this whole play thing? I don't think he is sure. Maybe he has removal? No. So that seemed like a super dumb play. Like, what did you hope to achieve? And remember, he didn't use the discard ability, I believe. So it means that he was happy with his hand. That doesn't seem great when you are dead on board. Seems about good. Let's keep it. We just need better lands. So far this deck delivers. So, man, one more land and that would be perfect. What this avatar seems like? He seems like Miss Mork. So, Aspirant or Thalia? We will see. To be honest, I don't see anyone that's better than the other. So we can start like this. And we just pray for the third land, because that's how we shine. Oh man, like we can go really huge. In this situation, I honestly believe Thalia is better, because she prevents 1 damage to whatever we play. Aspirant can die to Spikefield Hazard. Thalia has no freaking way to die to anything. It means that he's 1 turn behind just because we played it. And it seems to be the case. So he has high Spikefield Hazard. Okay, so if we play Adeline, then he kills Thalia and we don't get the token. If we play Aspirant, we still get the token because he will kill Thalia, I believe. So, let's go. It's not efficient play, but we are playing around card that I'm pretty sure he has. Go, Spikefield. Okay, same stuff. I still stand corrected, and thanks to this, right now this has 2 toughness, which is way better than having 1 toughness. And right now let's just play the stuff. We could play around Jewari. They probably have Jewari, to be honest. It would seem like a Jewari deck, but I believe we need to create maximum pressure. So let's roll the dice. That's fine. That's actually really good for us, because Adeline is extremely hard to remove, unless they have specific cards in mind for this. Man, we didn't hit the land. So, Aspirant, and probably counter on the Aspirant, because Adeline... Okay, never mind. Ooh. Okay, so it's a bombardment deck, right? In that case, we go for the maximum toughness, and hope it's enough. Like, man, Adeline, the all-star of the mono-white deck. If he cannot draw into super high damage, like moment we draw 1 land, 1 island, and we can play Interceptor, game is over. He has 5 mana. It means that he cannot iterate. Man, our draw sucks. And this might be a sweeper, and that's fine. Like, we got mana screwed, so we need to go all in. So he thinks about removing something. Like, it's hard to know what exactly removal he has. He has everything, probably. Oh, okay. So I assume sweeper next turn. Sweeper next turn means that everything goes to Adeline. So she cannot die. Simply, she cannot die. Because Burn the House is the sweeper, it's 5 damage. And what? Like Battle of Frost and Fire or Creative Outburst, and none of them kills Adeline right now. So he needs at least 2 cards. Upkeep. What a smarty. Well, he needs to kill Adeline at instant speed or he... Oh, Magma Opus. Okay, so it's Magma Opus. He will tap Adeline, kill 4 of those. Yep, that's pretty good. And the only reason he was able to do it is because we didn't draw a land for 3 turns in a row. Yep, I mean you. I mean exactly you. And the stepping on of 1 land was actually really huge for him. So that was probably his game-winning turn. We still have Adeline, so... Yeah, but this 1 land that we didn't draw wrecked the whole game plan. Well, we will see. This is random, bro. This is random. And now we have stuff to do. So... we could cast Brutal Qatar. I much rather attack him. I'm this type of player. This actually doesn't seem like he has any instance, so... if we played Qatar, maybe we would just win the game. Yeah, it seems like it. Okay. Maybe I suck at this. So apparently if we play... but to be honest, like, he has so many cards. He drew a lot of new cards. Let's see what he gets. Let's hope not Magma Opus. Big score. Oh, okay. Burn down the house. I honestly think we intercepted because it creates another attacker, and that's the highest mana cost. So if he does it, he can have 2 removal spells that deal like 3 damage. But right now he needs to deal 5, and I don't think he has enough mana to do it all. And I think we go for Raffine. No, actually Raffine can be game winning. I would say Emperor is the least important right now. And let's get rid of the Burn the House. So drawing cards, fine, but you need to have mana to cast it. So he can do it again, but then he dies to Adeline. And if we have land, actually a land is very good, because it's lethal with decay, so I'm pretty sure we won. He will explode in around 10 seconds, depending on how smart he is, and how fast his calculation goes. So I would think that we won this game. He can cast it, but he has 1 mana left. Huh. Huh. I'm pretty sure that means cave. Best he can do is hit Magma Opus. It means that he's reliant on randomness to hit something. It also means that we need as many creatures as possible, because he needs to hit 3 removal spells. He needs to cast something right now and hit Magma Opus. Man, this is actually pretty fun. Like, you'll also get a bit more mana, because I think he copies the big score as well. But it's all up to dice. The almighty dice. Yep. So realistically he can only remove 1 of the cards and the rest kills him. And he got a Braid. Well, not big enough. It cannot even kill the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Okay, so not sure what he wants to hit. Like, this is Sweeper, but Sweepers are sorcery, bro. So even if you hit something, you cannot do it this turn. And I don't really think you have another turn. It doesn't seem to me. Like, I might be wrong, but, you know, for me it seems that you need to deal around 8 damage or you die. Yep, and that's it. The only reason he could win is hitting Magma Opus, then he taps 2 creatures and kills the rest. Smart. Smark, you had your fun, now we are having ours. I would do the emote, but it could be seen as BM, so I won't. But actually that was a good attempt by the enemy. He could hit Magma Opus and then game is his. Man, hands like this really remind me how much I prefer the Esper version of this mono white than actual mono white. Even though this hand is crazy good, I still prefer the other version. Like the our version, right? Because that's what we play. Fortunately, that's not enter the battlefield effect, which seems pretty cool. And let's go for black. So we are basically going for the Esper mana. And the counter is free. It means also that next turn we can start attacking. Brutal Qatar? Well, something to consider. I think we go double aspirant and try to make, you know, really big stuff going on. Eiganjo is actually also pretty good. You know what? Eiganjo might be better. We only have one white cost in every card, so we can go for Esper mana. So we cannot cast Brutal Qatar, remember, because we need to pay 2. If we don't cast anything though, it goes into nighttime, and that's definitely not something we want. So let's go for the Aspirant. And let's make Aspirant great again. And believe or not, we are the value player on the defense. As Esper should be always. Well, unfortunately we should probably trade. It sucks. Because he will attack. And that's correct decision from him. Next turn it's what, 5-5? It's not great. But I think in this situation we are just forced to do it. Smart, smart. Good enemy. But he doesn't really have much going on for him. And soon we'll be able to do the stuff with additional cost. So, white. We could tax his last card. What can it be? He didn't play on curve. So it's not like a good 3-drop because he would play the Strangle. Well, maybe not. Maybe Aspirant was better. Yeah, it traded really nicely. We can also theoretically bounce something and then tax it. I think Adeline is good, so we can reverse the aggression a bit. And the fact that at some point he will either block or attack makes Eiganjo really good. There is a strong point to not use Otawara. That's a good top deck. I'm pretty sure that was the top deck, because then like he needs only attack from the Aspirant, so he would just play this and have additional creature on board. Yep, you got your damage, you little monster. What worse? Yeah, he had only land in the hand. That was his best top deck. Problem is that Eiganjo will be a thing. We probably play Qatar. Yeah, I think it's Qatar turn. Because we cannot use Eiganjo to bounce it. See, we are a smart player, we thought that we'll forget. We never forget. Still, Aspirant will be a problem, but we can kill creatures up to 4 toughness. If he blocks the token, then he cannot block Adeline, and we get 3 damage through for free. Let's hope that his next top deck isn't amazing. Can you please not have amazing top deck? I would appreciate a plains. A real plane would be perfect. Like, thanks to the lands, can you see how big of a difference? Imagine we had 2 basic lands. We would be like pretty dead, to be honest. So, we could double attack. If he double blocks, then we kill Aspirant. No, we kill Proctor and then Aspirant. So, seems pretty good. What's up, bro? You wanna block? Ah, he doesn't go for the bait. Good, it means 3 to damage for 0 mana. And do we go for the Raffine? Like, it's a legendary. And do you know what legendaries do? They decrease the cost of the channel ability. So this is 1 and this is 2 mana, which is freaking awesome. And we can still block with Adeline. So basically, unless he gets perfect top deck, he's dead in few turns. And he might even scoop very quickly. He also needs to play something each turn or Brutal Catar flips. Yep. Enemy is a good player. He spreads the counters evenly because he knows exactly what's up. So I think we do it because we can bounce whatever he plays. So we get rid of one of them, the second one is tapped, and then we attack with everything and the enemy is in huge trouble. That's fine. Can we win if we bounce something? Not yet. Not yet. So we probably bounce it. So we can cycle this and bounce something. Okay, can we actually kill him? No, because he blocks Adeline. So however big she will be, it won't be enough. He's at 12. That's quite a lot. First, we want the token. And we want to go for the flyer, right? Even though they have blockers, then Aspirant isn't as useful. This Thalia, honestly, I think it's a Spellbinder. Oh, a 4th one. I will go with this. We are doing it to buff the maximum damage, because we need to kill enemy quickly, so he cannot top deck anything good. We can ensure 1 turn of peace, but if he gets 2 top decks, it might be a problem. So, those are the blocks. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. And I actually want to switch into daytime. Okay, and that was it. Nicely played by the enemy. Like, he really did what he needed to do to get back into it. Our draw was a bit too strong, I think. Like Raffine and the Catar, a bit too strong. Okay, going first with Broken Draw. I think that's not bad. We start with the cave, we go for the blue, and then we need black and additional draw to dominate the enemy. And let's hope it's some kind of control deck or something slower, so Thalia punishes them. Oh yes, that's perfect. Can I interest you in my Thalia? Smirk. The only problem I have with this hand is not drawing Raffine and lands. Because we really want to cast Interceptor on curve. Like, that's really important. Okay, he cannot cast anything, so we can easily do the Aspirant. And like, let's go for white, right? No reason not to, and we need the land. I think it's Thalia. Problem is that's the card they want to kill anyway. Mid-hook. How good is mid-hook? You know what? I will go for Aspirant. We lose 1 damage. But I still think it's the right call. Like, if they have Bloodchiefers or Infernal Grasp or whatever, they will go for Thalia. Because she hurts them the most. Oh. That's pretty nice. Can I interest you in my brutal werewolf? Human soldier. Okay. So Aspirant is the big one. Hopefully initiate growth. And now they need sweeper that's way bigger than our board. So they can sweep for 2. Doomscar is not for Tort. Oh man, that's sad. That feels so bad. Even though we are taxing. So basically that's it. That's the game. If we grow this, our initiate gets bigger. This gives them 1 life. So if they block Qatar, they die. And now you die. That was horrible impression. So I think that's correct. They actually die anyway. Probably something I should have noticed. Enjoy being dead. Man, that was a very close game, and enemy had probably a lot of choices that mattered, right? Right? Am I right? Okay, so we are going second. Hopefully Thalia is good enough to get us in line, but it feels bad, man. Okay, so actually we need to play both of them, so this comes untapped. And we are sneaky player. So we start with black, so we look like some kind of maybe Anvil, Rakdos deck or whatever. Enemy thought that he's the one on the offensive. How cute. I'm thinking about Aspirant. I think it's better, because it will start growing every turn, and against creature decks you want the stats. See? I think that was the correct decision. I'm not sure how you guys feel. I think that was the fastest game I ever played with this deck. Oh, that's weird. I hate having mono white card in our Esper deck, but it is what it is. So, how do we start? Obviously like this. We cannot cast Hope for Initiate, however we do it. Hive. Haha, you poor soul, you thought we have a non-creature? That's why Duress is a sideboard card very often. In case enemy didn't know. And let's start growing stuff. It seems like a good idea. I'm a bit scared. Orzhov is one of the few decks that actually can kill us, because they have Midhook Massacre. Oh, so they don't have removal. That's pretty good. Man, Thalia seems so good, but in this matchup you generally want to grow your creatures. What the hell is this? Is he really playing this sideboard card for 1 mana that gives -4/-4? You are... you are a freaking madman. He's playing the sideboard card. So we need to spread it evenly, because this dies. Man, so maybe Thalia was better, but to be honest I didn't expect this card. So Ray of Enfeeblement or something like this, I believe. Because I don't remember. Maybe it would be March. It could be March also, but I think they are more likely to play a sideboard anti-mono white card. Okay, that's fine. And we still put the counters right, so that's fine. If we played the Thalia, the effect would be the same. We would just have Aspirant, Thalia instead of Aspirant. But we really need to freaking draw a land. Are you kidding me? The deck doesn't love me, and Brutal Catars are definitely not the part of the deck that we want for this matchup. But we need to outvalue them somehow. Okay. Oh man. Feels bad. What more he knows about the removal. Like he just knows about the removal. It means that he has... he knows about the... removal, so Brutal Qatar. It means that he has removal in hand. Because otherwise we would just play the Qatar and get rid of this. So that's not a great sign. Let's make it a 3/3. So he cannot block. And let's start smorking, but he can heal, so that's not great as well. But if he attacks, then he cannot block, and that's more damage than he can handle. Hive can block, so that's an issue. Man, if he goes aggressive, that's I think it's good for us. Like, Trespasser is a big whoopsie. Especially that when Trespassers get back, after you kill Qatar, you get additional life trigger, so it's overall not great. Cool. So he might actually hold the mana and go for the Hive on the block side. But we attack with the Hopeful Initiate and Thalia, so that doesn't work at all. We lose only 1 damage and we are protect. Oh, okay. If he doesn't attack, that's way better for him. Man, come on. Stop. Please stop. We're already dead. Please. So, okay. Interesting. But at this point we have to play this. And we cannot really attack, so let's go like this. Maybe at some point we draw and we can double spell. On the bright side we have first strike at least. It won't matter exactly, but you know. Oh man, like this draw. So it's perfect, like basically guy is playing full removal deck. Let's make a small cry so he knows that we understand him. As in the end, I'm a control player myself, so I don't cry whenever mono white loses. That's actually good for everyone. Okay, we can go with double Thalia. You know what? I think that's a good play. I think this is how we attack, because he cannot trade well, and if he goes 1 for 1, that's still good. The spare is really good, is really bad for him, because we can sacrifice Initiate. Yep. So we trade 1 for 1, we get 4 damage, and we got rid of 1 of them at least. Like, Graveyard Glutton is a card that you just cannot simply ignore or remove easily, so like, you need to suffer when you play it. Oh. So he thinks that's the last Qatar, and he wants to get rid of it. That's a good sign, it means that he's scared of it. I will do it because it's funny. His game plan was really good, but we just got spammed with Qatars for some reason, and hopefully that's enough. Still, not easy blocks. Not easy blocks. If we attack with everything, then they trade here, here, and we have nothing. I think we might go for the Spellbinder and go by air. He has 1 card, so he cannot remove stuff. Is this the attack? I think it is. Not sure about the adversary. Like, he's at 20, so we get more value by not attacking, I think. And he will probably trade, but he needs to sacrifice the gluten for it. Okay. Smart, smart. Let's see what's up. Is this like meat hook or something? Whoa! You little sneaky bastard. That's the last card I ever expected. Let's not show the last card, right? Yeah. We might get maybe Raffine or something and cycle it, and it might be a surprise that we can activate the Hive. And also we want to keep enemy guessing what we have. Enemy is like pretty much sideboarded against us. Like, look at this freaking removal. The duress was nice touch for us, but well, not easy later. That's good. That's really good. And we can double spell. So, we could play everything and remove those creatures. We might also attack with the Brute and see how he trades. He can go those 2 creatures for Brute, which can be pretty good. Oh man, that's hard choice, to be honest. I could also remove the Glutton. Yeah, we have first strike, right? So He needs to block with everything to make it work. Okay, I will be thinking for this, because that's the most important turn of the game. So, we could remove 2 of them, but then the sweeper destroys us. If we attack, he needs to block like this and then block with everything. Yeah, because they don't do anything with first strike. If we go to 5-4-4, 5-5, it's fine. Like, he knows that we can flip now. No, we don't have mana. He doesn't know about the mana. Actually, if we put it like this, if he blocks with everything, then we kill one of them. No. So he can kill it if we put the counter even. If we put the counter here, it's what? 3-4, 4-5. Seems about good. Now Brute doesn't seem so threatening because we don't have double spell, so hope if he knows that we can flip, I'm pretty sure he blocks. But maybe in this case, like, first strike makes it really awkward. Like, you don't really want to use all the creatures to block one. That's actually good for us. Do I care about Nashi? If he attacks, I trade with a Aspirant. If he kills something, it will be Adversary, so we still block with Aspirant. So I think we kill this more. Like, Nash is way more threatening, but he needs to hit. So if you are sure that he won't hit, it's good enough. For the mana, let's go for black, in case we need it. Okay. So, we get rid of this. We cannot pay ward, right? So no sense to target it at all. Ward, whenever permanent becomes target ability, counter it. So it gets countered always, so we might as well do double Nash in case he kills one of the Qatar right now, for some crazy reason. Okay, like, he needs a sweeper. If he hits sweeper, I'm pretty sure he wins. If he doesn't, I'm pretty sure we win. And next turn we activate the Hive and just go all in, right? Okay, so he can activate the Hive as well. He can block one Brute, second Brute, and then we are in for 8. Yeah, that's it. I will make a toast. That was a good game. That honestly was a good game. And we put the counter here. Hive would also be reasonable, but it's good enough. And let's get rid of the Trespasser, so he cannot get a creature. Good game. Nicely played. Hankma, you put really good game. If you ever watched this video, props to you. That was one of the coolest matches lately I've played. Nice. And we are going like crazy. It's already Diamond 1. Wow, this deck is just freaking crazy. Okay, so as always, I forgot to record the audio for the last like 10 games, and I generally didn't want to include them, but I thought that, you know, the last final game is something that you really want to see after all this journey. So let's go into it. So basically, for the draw, we have pretty good hand. We have something against the control decks. We have Thalia, and we have also Brutal Catars, which are amazing against any kind of creature decks. And yeah, Sungold Sentinel, not the hottest card against the Angels. So basically I played Thalia because, first of all, that's the only card that we could really do except Sungold, but basically they could have this 4 mana enchantment, the Retribution, I think, and with Giada they wouldn't be able to cast it. Of course they have Valkyrie, because, you know, why not? And basically, against this type of deck, your best strategy is just to go mass Qatar, and when you can start flipping them, you actually win game very quickly, because like removal is the thing against the Angels. Sometimes they have a vanishing verse, but yeah, other than this, they cannot do anything. They're basically like creature synergy deck. So when you destroy this part of synergy, enemy cannot really do anything. So he seems also to be a bit stuck on mana, I believe. And that was a good turn for him. Like, double Valkyrie is a thing. So, what to do in such situation? Generally, like, the biggest value that you will be able to get is Brutal Qatar. You want to go into day-night cycle, and it means that you want to play 2 Qatars at the start, because then you get double effect, right? So you want to just smoke them into the board as soon as possible, so you can start playing around the day-night cycle. And we took Giada, because enemy is stuck on 3 lands so far, and yeah, it means that they cannot really play expensive spells, especially like with Thalia. They also get taxed on the enchantment if they have it, so that's pretty good. Like, you want to slow them as much as possible, and that was actually extremely good for us. I'm not sure if the enemy was aware of what he was doing, because we actually got a night mode on enemy turn, which is like present on Christmas, because basically we expected to waste 1 turn just to get value from flipping, and enemy just gave it for free. So yeah, at this point we have options. We can use Eiganjo, because when he blocks with the Angel, we deal 4 damage, and while we don't kill it, all of our creatures has first strike. So basically we can kill it for free, but then we cannot cast double spell in order to flip, because we need 2 mana for Eiganjo, and then we lack 1 mana for double spelling. And playing 2 spells is just a bit too important in this kind of situation. So Spellbinder, just to know what's up, and as you can see, he actually has nearly full hand, actually full hand of non-creature spells, which means Thalia was a good choice from the start. So he has this boon of safety thing that gives shield, something to keep in mind. But yeah, Rampage of the Valkyries is good when you have mana to play it. And this Furious Retribution was actually in his hand. I suspect it could be from the start. So our Thalia prevented it. If not Thalia, this would be on the board like 5 turns ago. So that's really good for us. And here, Boon of Safety doesn't make sense, because he has 4 open mana. So whether he casts it for 2 or 4, this turn it doesn't matter at all. Yeah. And that's why we went for Retribution. Because like Rampage of the Valkyries, even if he draws a land, he cannot pay the Thalia tax. And by the way, here with Brutal Qatars, you really need to make sure that you don't target the same Valkyrie twice, because you will be a big dummy, and we don't want to be a dummy. So, that's the situation. Like, it's looking fine. Of course, enemy just top decks one of the best cards from in his deck. So right now with Eiganjo, we have very good situation. Like, enemy needs to pay the tax on Thalia, remember, so they cannot cast this shield thing, which would be actually quite problematic if he didn't get the tax. Man, like, Thalia really made this game. Like, without this on turn 2, the game would be so much different. And right now we can kill the Valkyrie, and he had to try block, like that was his only way out. And we weren't guaranteed to have it, right? So right now we are in a very good situation, and remember, Channel is not a spell. So if you want, you can switch to nighttime. I decided that we are going white, because I really wanted to kill the enemy next turn, because like Rampage of the Valkyries, like over the longer game, is like pretty hard to beat. And that was it, that was enough. And we got to Mythic, finally, with this deck. And I want to say thank you for anyone that watched until now. So like, it's really appreciated. I know it's extremely long video, but my intention was just, you know, so you can see the road and all the different games, and Hopefully that's something that you will encounter yourself when you ladder with this deck. So, you know, in the end you can just relate or maybe see some tips how it went, how to play and how to outsmart the enemy. Hopefully that's something that can be useful for you. And if you like this, it was quite a lot of work. Actually, it's not the newest video because I recorded it a bit a while ago and it was just so much time that I didn't have time to edit everything. So yeah, it's not really great for YouTube algorithm or anything like this. So if you enjoyed it, I really appreciate subscribe or like or just comment that you liked it. You know, that's really enough. So really appreciate it and I hope you enjoyed the video. I surely did. And for the deck, really, if you want to ladder as quickly as possible and hit Mythic, this is your deck to go. It's fast, when I cannot talk. It's fast, it's efficient, and it has extremely high win rate, so not really much better than you can do than this deck. So, thank you for watching, really, and see you in the next video.
With